If only I could turn back time.
What's going on YouTube? It's Mike Nice coming to you with some more Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Today, man, I gotta say, I'm not in a good mood after what I saw yesterday by the Patriots defense. I don't know what to say. I really don't. I thought that this was the week. I really did. I thought that this was the week that we were going to get our mojo back on defense. And we gave Stephon Gilmore like $40 million in guaranteed money, and he's probably the #1 issue. And then on top of that, Malcolm Butler wants to get paid like a Pro Bowl cornerback, and all I ever see him do is get beat by double moves left and right. But I'll shut up for this cutscene.
Bad news. Our base in Jersey City has been discovered by S.H.I.E.L.D. Our people are under attack and need immediate support. Cable was in charge of setting up this operation, but we've lost contact with him. We need to recover weapons crucial to our movement and, more importantly, protect the data Cable had compiled regarding our allies and other prospective base locations. From what we can tell, the base defenses are already compromised. Get there ASAP and hit those invading S.H.I.E.L.D. forces from behind. Then get our people and our intel out of there.
Team, this is Cable. S.H.I.E.L.D. is planting explosives to destroy our combat drones. Take out their agents and disable the bombs. I'm dispatching Spider-Woman to support you. They're approaching your position. Take them out.
Before I even get into this, did I even upgrade Iron Fist? I did. Alright, I think I'm gonna play with Iron Fist on this one. But anyways, they have Cam Newton out here looking like the former MVP. Like, I'm thinking that this was definitely going to be the game that we were definitely going to get our mojo back. And what happened? Cam Newton had 3 throwing touchdowns, had 1 rushing touchdown. Now, we got a pick, and at that point, I think that was in the first quarter if I'm not mistaken, thought that we were going to be, good. I was like, okay, our defense is definitely back. Malcolm Butler is playing great defense. Stephon Gilmore is probably going to get with the program. And unfortunately, I don't think they got the memo that Bill Belichick is sending around that he's a defensive genius, because that defense is on one play. Well, actually, it's not just one play because they do it all the time. Literally, Stephon Gilmore and I think it was Devin McCourty, I'm not even sure. Carolina was in a bunch formation, and Stephon Gilmore is saying he has one person, and then once the play starts, he just leaves him. Just runs away. Like, I'm like, what the heck? And funny enough, we still could have won the game at the end of the game. And guess what happened? Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore happened. The $40 million contract guaranteed money, that man happened. And I'm thinking, if all we do is get a stop, I know Tom Brady is going to most certainly come down and do his thing like he did in the fourth quarter. It was 30-16 by the start of the fourth quarter, and Tom Brady doing Tom Brady things. Do I have to throw this away? Okay, it's about to explode. Well, okay, didn't know that. All right, next time I got the memo. But yeah, he leads us back. Great drives, going on it on 4th down twice. Hit Gronk for 1, and then the 4th down touchdown by Danny Amendola, who I have such high praise for him. He may not be the fastest person, but in crunch time, it seems like he can just get open. Like they say, the Bills gave Chris Hogan the nickname 7-Eleven because he's always open. But Danny Amendola, he finds ways to get open in the clutch, and it's beautiful. It's a work of art. But anyways, back to our terrible defense. Our defense is ass. Let's be honest. It's terrible. It's garbage, and unless we can get to maybe the middle of the pack, it's looking dim. Now, I never doubt my team. I will never doubt Tom Brady. But with this defense giving up 30 points to a team that just only scored 13 points to the Saints, like, the Saints locked them up. The Saints, they locked them up. But yet, our defense with Malcolm Butler, Stephon Gilmore, Patrick Chung, Devin McCourty, y'all just out here just letting them do whatever they want. Christian McCaffrey out here looking like Ezekiel Elliott from last year. Like, I don't even think he had that big of a game, but he still was doing practically what he wanted. Cam Newton was doing whatever he wanted. They made him look like Aaron Rodgers and Michael Vick combined. Like, and I'm very confused why that is. When just last week, the Saints had him looking like he wasn't even an NFL caliber player. So I'm very confused. And I'm wondering, because now we're on a short week, so we're facing the Bucks, Jameis Winston, and Mike Evans. That's going to be terrible. That's going to be horrible. And I can only imagine what they're going to do. Let's see if I can hit him. Oh, first time throw. I'm out here like Tom Brady. Anyways, I can only imagine what those two are about to do. You know, I'm hoping, praying that, you know, this is just some early season, you know, just stumbles that we're having at the moment. But I'm hoping, I'm sincerely hoping that we can get some type of form, because it doesn't make sense. We lost Rob Ninkovich. He retired. Logan Ryan. And then we get Stephon Gilmore in the process, which should have, you know, made that a wash, if not given us the advantage. And our defense went from the #1 scoring defense in the league last year to on pace to be one of the worst, if not the worst defense of all time. Like, what the? Now, it's funny because I was watching Shannon Sharp talking about it, him and Skip on Undisputed, and he's like, oh, this is what Aaron Rodgers always go through, this, that, and the third. That old, I guess, give him excuses or whatever. He's a great quarterback, one of the best, the most talented quarterback I've ever seen in my life. I will definitely give him that. But, you know, when it comes down to it, he just doesn't perform in tight spots like I would want him to. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, he's like, oh yeah, this is what this is what Aaron Rodgers always has to work with. I'm like, Aaron Rodgers has never had a defense this terrible. Even when his defenses are bad, you know, they're probably out of the top 20 or whatever. They have never been on pace to be historically terrible, which is what our team is just. They're like, you know what I mean? Giants, you 0-4, your defense is looking bad. Hold my beer. We're coming. We're coming for the title of just the worst thing anybody has ever seen. It's funny because if it was any other quarterback, I promise you we would be 0-4. That means Aaron Rodgers, that means Drew Brees, that means every other quarterback in the league. I don't care how elite they are. Any other quarterback, we would be 0-4 right now. I promise you we would be 0-4. Oh, that's... Okay. Gave him the power, and then my son said final flash. Copy. Anyways, I don't know, man. But hey, I mean, it's funny because no team is looking as dominant as people predicted in preseason, and then there's no team I think really looking as bad besides like the Browns as people predicted. So it's this season is definitely funny. A lot of people are getting injured. Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu, um, which is terrible. Wow, this is lit. I didn't even realize they had a special like this. This is lit. But yeah, so a lot of teams are gonna have to work through these kinks. The only team that is looking dominant is the Kansas City, and I'm not even going to really say anything about that because I would love to see that. I would love to see that come January. That's why I'm not panicking, because that's where Tom Brady and the Patriots put their money where their mouth is. And I would love for our defense to get better, but it's definitely going to take a while. It's not going to happen overnight. So I know that, you know what I mean, chances are we can possibly go 11-5, you know, 11-5, and the Bills is right now in first place, which is like, who would have thunk? Who would have thunk that one? You know what I mean? 11-5, Jets might win the AFC East. Any other year, 11-5, you were probably
Did you honestly think we'd be
3-4 games above the Jets, the Miami, and the Buffalo Bills. But this year, I think the Bills are probably going to finish around like 10-6, like 9-7. There's a good chance that they're going to finish very close to us, because I think by the end of the year, when we're in form, hopefully, this is just speculation by me, because, you know, Bill Belichick is the genius, and I put quotes around that. I think it's going to be a really tough season, actually. I think Tom Brady is going to have a stellar year. He's probably going to win MVP, because he is not only, in my eyes, the best player on the field, the best player in the league. He's most certainly, in this year, definitely, like, there's other years where people say he's not as important because of how, you know, especially like last year, they went 3-1 without him. They say like Bill Belichick can get away with, you know, winning games without Tom Brady. Yeah, this year, no. You put the ball in Jimmy Garoppolo's hand or any other quarterback, I promise you we're 0-4, if not 1-3. But I would be very, very certain if we're not 0-4. And we had a very good chance to be 3-1, which I don't think any other quarterback would definitely not be able to do. But yeah, man, I'm so disappointed. It's funny because we were supposed to be, I mean, I guess people were speculating that we could be 16-0. I didn't really care about those talks, because that's just, you know, so many things have to go perfect for you to be 16-0. Like, it still blows my mind how that team went 16-0. Like, so many things have to be perfect, just perfect in the NFL, the sport of the NFL, because things are so, like, your player, Tom Brady, obviously, God forbid, he could get injured tomorrow and our season would be absolutely over. Absolutely over. If he got injured tomorrow, absolutely it would be over, just like that. In the NFL, it's built on parity. It's built on teams being marginally better, or not really even marginally, like being really a little bit better than every other team. It's really not a league where a team is supposed to always be as good as the Patriots. That's not how it's really supposed to be. And if Tom Brady was to get injured, by God, I wouldn't even think about it. I wouldn't even think like, oh yeah, like we can with Jimmy Garoppolo, even though he's looked good. I think if he gets his shot, whether it be on the Patriots when Tom Brady retires, whether he goes to another team, I think that he's definitely going to be a star. If not a star, he will definitely, I don't even know if I'm going the right way. I'm not going the right way. If not a star, he would definitely be a good quarterback. You know, at the very least, he'll be a good quarterback. I would assume that he's going to be. Okay, I don't. What's the sequence? Was I supposed to do something else? Okay, left to right. Okay. Oh, all right. This one. Okay. Let's try you. Nope. Okay. All right, we got it. This is very simple. Hate puzzles, but this is an easy one. I think I can do this. Ooh, they gave me some nice corn, some nice chicken.
White Star Forces, this is Spider-Woman. Our position is being overrun by shield reinforcements. Watch your back.
Jessica! Dan! Get back to the central hub and stop shield!
Oh, my camera is wacky.
Bishop's blasting holes in our defenses. Take out those troops.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, also want to talk about this. I have no idea. I don't even understand this one, but it was 3rd and 3, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll do one with you, Deadpool. It was 3rd and 3, and Patrick Chung gets called for holding on a run play. And it gave Carolina the first down, and then I think the next play, if not the play after that, Cam Newton does a little run to get it in the middle of the field, and just like that, chip shot for Gano. And I'm thinking to myself, like, since when were there holding calls on a running play? Like, Christian McCaffrey literally went, created the contact, and like, I don't know what he did, but he was like falling forward, and Patrick Chung is like pulling him down, and it's a holding call. I was like, that's interesting. I mean, by no means am I saying it was rigged, quote unquote. A lot of people throw that around when their team lose. We deserve to lose. We deserve to lose. Our defense played terrible. We deserve to lose. There's no, I'm not even going to try to defend. You know, we had a chance to come back at the end, and guess what? Our defense messed it up, so I'm not even going to. The officiating crew wasn't terrible. I definitely think it's annoying because when you have someone like Gronk, who is, in my estimation, the greatest tight end of all time, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. He gets called for offensive pass interference so much, and it's so annoying because he literally goes up 5 yards, and a lot of the times he doesn't even create the contact, and then a lot of the times when he does create the contact, it's within 5 yards, and then he gets called for it. Like, he got called for it twice, I think, yesterday. One against Luke Kuechly. I don't know if that one was against Luke Kuechly, but I know one was definitely against him. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I got the triangle. Okay, did that heal me? I don't even know what his triangle move does, but you're about to die. Yeah, I think that heals me. Anyways, and it's annoying because Gronk is such a physical player. He has so much strength and speed that when he uses it against, like, let's say if they line up a corner against him or a safety who's a little undersized, usually a lot of times when Gronk, let's say he's running a post, you know, or something like that, he'll run up, and then when he creates the contact or the contact's on him, it looks like he's literally throwing the person because he's so strong. And the refs a lot of time, I guess they see that and just think automatically like, oh, Magneto's dead, that's jokes. I think a lot of times they just automatically think like, okay, he's doing, I guess, I don't know, I guess they just think he's committing an offensive foul all the time, which is ridiculous. But I don't know, I think a lot of times it's funny because it's been going on since he's been in the league, yet there has been no change. There has been no like difference in how they officiated. They don't look at it closer, like none of the above. They have been officiating it the same way every single time, and they haven't, I guess they haven't looked into it. He was dead for a second, low-key. He had no health for a little bit. If I would have died with Iron Fist, I would have been tight. I would have been very mad. And it's, this season is just, this season is very upsetting right now. I'm not feeling, what are you doing over here? What if he kills me? Okay. This season is it's not going the way I hoped. A lot of the times I try to go in without like crazy expectations, but man, oh man, we're definitely not looking as good as I thought. And it's funny because I heard one of the sportscasters or whatever was like, Brandon Cooks in training camp was killing. He was doing really good, this, that, and the third. And then as I'm watching the game, I'm thinking, I'm like, wait, no wonder he was killing. He was going against our own secondary. Like that, it probably didn't give someone a red flag, obviously, because it's their own team. But the reason he was killing is because he was going against the secondary that is absolutely terrible right now. Of course, Brandon Cooks was looking amazing. And oh man, I did not even think about that until yesterday. And I'm like, because another sportscaster said, yeah, he had a big game against. Now, do I hold that? I don't know what that does. Anyways, and yeah, he had a big game against the Texans, but I think their main cornerback wasn't. I don't think he was healthy. So one of them said, let's see if he can replicate this against a defense that has their main cornerback. You know, Carolina, I think, is the #1 defense in the league. They might not be right now anymore because they just gave up 30. But yeah, I think they were #1. But yeah, he said, let's see if he can do that against Carolina. And sure enough, he didn't. I'm not even sure what his totals were. I think he had maybe 3-4 catches. But he definitely does a lot for us in the sense that he demands a certain amount of coverage. So, you know, a cornerback is covering him, you might have a safety over the top, given that eye, you know? And then now Tom Brady can manipulate that safety, you know, throw him off a little bit by giving him the eye, the shoulder, or something like that. And then now, you know, Gronk is open, or Chris Hogan is open, you know? So he definitely is benefiting us without really, like, you know, putting up the stats. But it really makes sense. He was doing this against our secondary. Of course, he was probably looking like the next, like, I don't even know. He's probably looking like the next Julio Jones, just really small. Like, because absolutely, I'm pretty sure anybody in our training camp probably would have looked amazing. Any of these young great receivers. Like, imagine if Odell was there. It would have been terrible. It would have been terrible. He probably would have scored on every play. Every single play. They probably would have thought he was the greatest thing ever. Wow. Speaking of Odell, that team is terrible. That quarterback is bad. That defense is not looking as good as they should. And that offensive line is horrible. And it's funny because their offensive line is really bad. But our offensive line is not looking excellent either. It's not looking excellent either. I think Tom Brady he might be top 5 in sacks right now. It wouldn't surprise me. He most certainly might be top 5 in sacks. Because I think he has 13. I think Eli is like 15. And I think Eli is number 1. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. He's definitely like number 3. So a lot of things we need to work on. A lot of things we definitely need to shape up. Now it's only the quarter way, so that's why I'm definitely not worried. I guess as a lot of people are hitting the panic button, but it raises my eyebrow. It definitely is cause for concern. Let's get it. Where is he? Where's Bishop?
I can take it, but I can dish it out too.
Did I get his other costume? I'm not sure.
I don't need to prove my loyalty. You
I bet all this tapping is gonna be on the audio. That's a joke. Oh, here it is. Can I pick him up? If I can, I'm about to throw him over. Yeah. You're out of here, sir. Let's see what we got over here. Our audio, which I don't really care about, but I'll pick it up anyways. Man, do I wish we had someone like Odell Beckham Jr. Him with Tom Brady. That quite possibly would have been the scariest sight I've ever seen in my life. Like him and Randy Moss was bad. But him and Odell, especially the way Tom Brady's playing right now, which is ironic obviously because he's 40 years old. But him and Odell, oh my God, that would be something different. The way he runs routes, the way, that would be, and I think Tom Brady would be perfect for him because he definitely would be able to discipline him. I don't think there's really anybody on the Giants that is really able to tell him what to do in the sense of he probably feels I'm the best player on the team. I'm the only hope, you know? So it's like, what do you do if Eli Manning goes up to Odell and is like, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you know? It's gonna sound crazy. He's probably gonna be like, Eli, are you serious? Like, you look Ed half the time, and then the other half the times you're throwing intos. So it's like, I'm pretty sure he's not gonna listen to him. Ben McAdoo is a new coach, so it's definitely probably very, very different over there. Let's just use that. It's probably very different over there. I don't know how the locker room is because obviously I don't follow the Giants because I obviously don't care. But it's probably very different over there. But hey, like I said, let's see how we do versus the Bucks. You know, maybe we have a little bit of better outing. It's funny because all we need, literally, all we need is for our defense to not give up 30 plus. Really, I mean, they can give up 30 plus. Chances are we'll still win because we have Tom Brady. Because the Bucks really, their defense is not looking like, you know, as good. I think, what's the pass rusher name? I forgot his name. I think he's outside linebacker or defensive end, and I forgot his name. I want to say his first name is like Gerald, but that can be super wrong. But yeah, I don't think he's playing that well. So I definitely think we'll put up points against that team. Definitely.